how to fully commit as an entrepreneur on a business, on a project, whatever it is. And that's actually a common theme of people who are running their businesses, maybe even multiple businesses, or just now engaging and starting a specific one, is that they are struggling to fully commit with it emotionally, but also time-wise, and it's tied very much together. And then they, for example, reach out to me and they say, Marco, I want to fully commit on that. I want that, but there's something holding me back. Somehow I cannot, somehow something is going on within me. And if you take a closer look, you'll notice that this something is holding me back is an emotion. And I mean, I am a psychologist, I like talking about emotions, but you should so too. If you want to overcome this mindset problem, you got to take a closer look what is going on here within you. And you'll notice that most likely the emotion that's holding you back is some sort of fear. So you're afraid of something. But you're not really taking a closer look, you're just kind of like considering this to be a burden, and fear is weak and you don't want to feel this, you just try to push it away and just want to commit on it, but it's not really working. So what you're maybe about to understand is that you yourself, you have multiple parts within you, multiple needs and desires, and that's why there's often a lot of conflict happening within you. You could consider those people sort of as employees. You're running the business, you're the CEO of yourself, of your mind, and then there are employees running around, having different tasks, working in different apartments. So basically, it's not that you want to achieve this goal. There is a part of you that wants to achieve, there's a part of you that wants to commit. And then there's this other part, this fear, which also serves a very important purpose. It's an employee of yours, it's not there for fun. And the purpose of fear is usually safety. So you can consider this fear part to be a safety guardian. And there's a safety guardian in the back of your mind saying, hey Marco, or hey, to yourself, I should not commit, maybe you should not fully commit, because what if this fails? What if something goes wrong? Let's just check whether everything goes fine. I don't want you to fully mess up. And you don't want to hear this, you push this away. And the interesting phenomenon with fears, that if you don't take a closer look and you're just pushing it away, you're just getting annoyed by it, is that this fear is getting actually louder and stronger. And that annoys you, and then at some point you end up talking to me. And so in the coaching process that I have, is I run people through a certain process that is individualized, but also it is proven concept when it comes down to fear. And in this process, you take a closer look and you fully understand what exactly are you afraid about and what is also standing behind this fear. And if you usually already just this process by understanding this part of you, what is holding you back? Because at this point, it's a very rough idea. Something is holding me back, but what is that? What is this tangible feeling, and what is behind that feeling? What is this underlying motivation? Maybe even where is this fear coming from? Because you probably learned that in the past already there's some sort of learning happening in the last decades, and maybe had already some past experience in which you failed when you fully committed. So taking a closer look, understanding this, where it's coming from, just discovering it and giving it some attention that you haven't done it for a while is often already 50% resolving this entire conflict. And then you could move forward and basically even have a discussion with all those parts. I mean, it's like running a business with employees or having co-founders. You also got to come to a conclusion together, right? You got to discuss and communicate with people and make some sort of compromise or find a solution that fits for everybody. And this is exactly what you also need to do with yourself. You're neglecting all the parts and you're just focusing on the part that wants to commit because somehow you want also to commit, but then you're just ignoring everybody else. And you got to communicate with those and make sure that either everybody is happy, so to a degree you feel safe and you can also fully commit. Maybe you find a compromise. Sometimes different desires can be also fulfilled sequentially. So maybe you sort of start a small bet of saying, okay, I fully commit on this for a year, and then I'll continue and deciding how things are going. They're very individualized opportunities. Now, sharing all of them is not going to help you because it is very individualized, which needs to be figured out in the process. And often those insights are already arising while just simply taking a closer look of this part that is holding you back, because that has something very valuable to say. And then you probably learn what is holding you back and what you can already do to actually satisfy all of those needs. So the bottom line, don't be so hard on yourself. That's such a common theme, not necessarily with the fear, but that you want something, but something is holding you back, and you're very rough to yourself. Having your standards right here, trying to push through, even though I feel resistance. But in fact, you just haven't even figured out yourself. And if you would have just done that, just hold on for a minute, take a closer look. There is so much friction that you let go of. And that means that life becomes so much more effortless, but also so much more successful. You don't need to feel pain, and you don't need to suffer to be successful. That's a limiting belief coming from people who don't understand their psychology. Yeah. And though if you want to understand your psychology and if you want to take a deeper dive, I encourage you to actually schedule a call with me. There's a link below the video. There you will end up on a landing page, and then you can just go through the process. I'll call you, and then we eventually figure out and schedule a free 1-hour strategy call. And in this call, we just want to really dive into your parts. What are the struggles that you have? What do you want to achieve? And then come up with a very customized strategy of how you can do this. So it will be a massively valuable call for your life and your business. Take the chance. There's nothing you have to lose. And I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.